All right. All right. Here we go. Here we go, guys. 4v4 on Arabia. It's Killer B. Thanks for joining me. Some of you guys are out there live on Twitch. Thanks for being here live. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for being here on YouTube, I guess. Well, no, I don't guess. It just sounds weird. Let's see. 5 vills on cheap early for Miguel. Britons. This is Paladin. My bad. Anyway, so we're going to see Paladin, a.k.a. Feng Xin, Dogao, Moonlight, and Miguel versus Mateus, Kuta, ACCM, and Error. This is a pretty damn high-level 4v4 if you ask me. Probably average rating on Team 1 here is just over 2k. Average rating on Team 2 is probably just below 2k. Can't complain about that. The Civs, both teams have a Japanese player. Both teams have a Chinese player. Ooh, Villager going down there early. Whoa, Paladin. Paladin's going to lose a Vill early. I'm sorry, both teams have a Chinese player. Both teams have a Japanese player. Sounds like the beginning of a joke. But one team will have Celts and Britons. That's Paladin's team. And the other team will have Huns and Saracens. Okay, let's look at how these teams are arranged. And you guys can be the judge of how good of a matchup you think this might be. Paladin is going to be next to his teammate Miguel here. He's going to be on the flank. That will put Miguel as Japanese in the pocket. That will put Dogao as Chinese in the other pocket. Orange player Moonlight will be a Celt flank. So we've got a Celt flank and we've got a Britons flank. Not too bad of a flank setup, I would say. Turn the chat off real quick. Kind of nice, I think, to have some civs that can go into some archers on your flanks. That's nice. Anyway, other side will be ACCM. He will be Chinese, facing off against Paladin. In his pocket, to his right, will be a Saracens player and Mateus. Mateus will have the blue player Error playing as Huns in the pocket to his right. And then finally, Kuta as Japanese. I don't think there's a terrible discrepancy in the civ positionings for these teams or anything. I think this is going to be decent. 4v4, you can hear players talking about fast castling with the drush and what they're going to be doing. Sometimes we see a lot of... I often see in a 4v4, one pocket full boom, one pocket aggressive in the castle age, and then the two flanks getting busy early in the match, usually in feudal age. Anyway, why speculate? It's all going down as we speak. Are they practicing for a future tournament? It's quite possible. I did change the stream title, AoE fan. Don't worry, I'm here. I got you, buddy. I got you. At the moment, we are watching this game. We've caught up to real time, so we're live-ish. Looks like we'll see Kuta and Moonlight up rather early. Japanese player and Celts player. They're actually right next to each other. So both of those guys will be in the feudal age on, I think, 21 vills. Yeah, it looks like 21 villagers for each. So we should see them square off early on in the feudal age. Looks like the orange player finding some sheep here, not going to get too aggressive. A little bit of walling going on from Kuta. He's going to block in the front of his base. Will wall out his secondary gold. Primary gold here is a bit precarious. If the orange player here goes into archers, that might be kind of tricky to defend. It's kind of tricky. There's this hill on the top of it where you might have to position your own army to keep it safe. Let's see. Feudal Age coming for ACCM and also coming for Paladin.
Yes.
And I believe those two players are on the other side of the map. They are also flanks. 3 vills going over to gold here for Paladin. Britain's player thinking about archers, I would suppose. A couple vills going over to gold for ACCM. A couple of players on this flank thinking about some archers. Drush is still alive right now for Paladin. He's going to get his militia busy here, but just enough to deny this range for a bit longer.
Yes.
Pockets are probably just booming up. Let's see, Feudal Age coming in for all these pockets at a similar time. Yeah, looks like they should be. Let's see, Dogao is the first one up. He's on 27 vills. Looks like a fast castle build to me. So we've got a game on our hands. We'll see who can get the better position with their flanks. We can see who can bring in the cavalry sooner. And yeah, we'll wait and enjoy this game as it goes. Yeah, little interesting stuff in the chat. Very nice. Good to see people out there joining in the chat. We've got a little bit of walling coming down from Dogao as we speak. Pocket player has this decent map. Nice front cliff. Nice wallable map, really. Dogao here should be really safe. Green player to his right, also on the flank. Yeah, you know, it's kind of it's not pointless, but it's probably not the most important thing to think about defending yourself too much. We'll probably see a TC somewhere right here on the front area. We'll probably see a TC over here. It's going to be a relatively safe eco, but really easy to wall up for Miguel. Miguel and Dogao on a team here feels a little bit unfair, but we'll see. We'll see how this game shakes out. A lot of times it's matchups and comes down to one big decision. Double ranges down for ACCM, going to start producing archers. Purple player at the moment, also double ranges producing archers. Orange flank on this side, Moonlight, double range archers. And we will see Paladin going, he added a couple skirms in there, but I think that could be because his gold eco was a bit slow to get started. I think we're going to see double range archers from everybody. Dogao clicks the castle first, actually by a little bit, man. He's going to be to castle, let's see, Dogao is going to be to castle, just a bit earlier than his opponents. Looks like we will see everybody getting there in a couple of minutes, and we'll see how this goes. Couple vills out here on the front for the gray player Paladin. Paladin thinking about maybe doing some towering. Is he taking stone? No, we're not seeing stone being taken from the gray player here. So is it a one and done tower push? Why are there 5 vills forward? Villagers coming out from ACCM. Here's Paladin's choice of tower position. Would be a really nice spot if he could get it. And it looks like he might get it. Actually, Paladin's going to walk in just a couple panels closer. This would be really tough. Yellow player here would have a lot of trouble dealing with this. Has to get in and try to rush it down. Able to deny the palisades. Villagers should be able to get in for hand-to-hand combat. I don't see Paladin winning this fight. He's going to turn around with his vills. He's going to take the fight for the moment with those vills on the front. Both guys going into skirms. Feels like a good position for the yellow player. He's got the reinforcement advantage. His ranges are right here next to it. Really important also is Mateus adding his scout in. I mean, it got killed, but it's really useful to soak up some damage. Paladin turning and fighting as he tries to get his villagers out of dodge. Skirmisher is not going to put down damage too fast. But there is one vill here who is, she's dead now. That was the vill I was worried about. A wolf also in the mix. The gray player is going to run back home with his tail between his legs. I don't think we're going to see this villager die. Wolf gets sniped. Ooh, did we see another vill die? Yeah, it looked like, no, I'm not sure. At least one villager down there for the gray player Paladin. 30 villagers at the moment. ACCM on 31. ACCM denying his opponent this watchtower, and Paladin, for now, I think if he deletes that, he will have, what will he have? I can't do math, but he'll have enough for 1 TC, I suppose. Anyway, nice little bit of defense on the flank from ACCM. On the other side of the map, we've got a couple of archers from Moonlight with +1 damage, just kind of holding the line. He's trying to do some really extensive walling right now. Going to palisade up this entire side. Really, really extensive walling. Still adding in more archers as we speak. A couple of knights added in now from Error. Those are going to join up with the archers of Kuta. Kuta is going to maybe start moving out across the map. It's going to be a slow move, but maybe eventually. Mateus will add in a knight here as well. Saracen's player trying to back up his teammate and bolster that army. We're seeing a different strategy from the other team. Miguel and Dogao are just sending their... Well, I should say Miguel is sending his first couple of knights straight across the map. I think he wants to get some raiding in while his opponent is somewhat unguarded. So we'll see Miguel rush in and maybe do something useful. Great player at the moment holding the line, but he's going to need his teammate now. Miguel was coming across the map, but he needs to get these knights over there. It looks like he is going to head in that direction. Yeah, we'll see the green player Miguel come up from behind this army and actually probably do a pretty decent job to clean up both the red and yellow players, especially yellow. Red player here is getting a little bit out over his skis. This group from ACCM is going to be in hot water pretty quick. 4 knights, though, from the red player. A couple more being added in. Yeah, and we've got a nice little skirmish going on that side of the map. Mostly posturing at the moment. On the other side, we've got a very similar type of posturing. We've got knights and archers, man. Nothing too surprising. Blue and purple player here, Error and Kuta with the bigger numbers. Looks like we are going to see no upgrades on either of those groups of knights. But yeah, for the moment, those guys are going to wait. You're going to dig in and wait for the fight. Nice positioning from these knights and ranged units from ACCM and Mateus, cutting off the archers from Paladin from joining his main force. course, you want to have your archers kind of grouped together in this type of scenario. Unfortunately, the reinforcements are cut off from the main army. Those knights and archers there from that team are going to be basically on their own. We're going to see Paladin pop these out and try to sneak them around. And he's going to have to hope that he gets those units around without getting found by the knights. Anyway, nothing too crazy going on at the moment, just a little bit of good raiding. I think ACCM and his teammate are beating Paladin on this side of the map after denying a tower rush and now doing some good harassment, sniping a couple vills. The other flank looks somewhat positive as well. Dogao on the defensive. Orange player here is also playing very defensively. In the meantime, their opponents are going to circle the wagons and try to get in and do some damage. Kuta going to castle as we speak. He will be the first flank getting up. And we'll have to see. Maybe a quicker imp time for Dogao and Miguel can turn this around. But right now it's not going so great. A couple vills sniped. A little bit of economy idled for a few moments. On the other side of the map, we've got knights from the red player taking on Miguel for the moment. Miguel seems to be cleaning this up. ACCM, though, he does have some archers here who are lobbing in some arrows. Gonna help his teammate for the moment hold this area. Ah, man, he could kill this knight on 5 HP if he turned and wanted to, but what are you gonna do? Good raiding, good damage, good offensive early play. Nice little advantage for ACCM's team on both flanks. They're doing pretty damn nicely if you ask me. However, Miguel does have some units now. He probably has more knights than Mateus does. 2 knights for the red player. Miguel at the moment on 7. Could be able to counterpunch a little bit. Nice quick market and stonewall here from the orange player Moonlight. He will hold his side safely. Unfortunately, Moonlight's got a bunch of archers out here in no man's land. Lots of Xing going on. This is a really important, could have been a really important part of the match. Blue player could have gotten his knights onto these archers before Dogao was able to come and help. But what are you going to do? They can't see everything like we can. But this is a nice little bit of sneaking. Looks like the blue player Error and his teammate Kuta are going to sneak in around behind Dogao and slow him down even more. Dogao's lost a few vills, and he could lose a couple more. Really nice bit of aggression from these two guys. Crossbowman in from Kuta. We talked about him being up first to the castle age. He's going to camp out on this hill and try to do damage. Doesn't have ballistics, so he's having some trouble hitting his target. Only a couple of knights from Error at the moment to meet shield, but for the moment they're still posturing around and keeping their opponents on the defensive. Fully walled in is ACCM. He's starting to actually build a team wall toward the red players. Seems like they have a pretty nice thing going on that side of the map. Gray Paladin is forward. Paladin is really kind of forward here without a friend. A couple of knights from Miguel, but not many. He's going to get scouted here, and maybe the red player can clean both of these armies up. Looks like we will also see ACCM in the mix. On the other side of the map, Moonlight is trying to help Dogao hold on to his base. Pretty good little bit of annoyance and raiding. +2/+1 crossbows for both players. Kuta loves to use the emotes. Maybe we should. Can we mute the players? I know we can mute the chat. Anyway, we've got quite a few crossbows here, able to really deter for the moment Dogao getting in. Knights with +2 defense and bloodlines. Error on the other side. Hun's player does not have bloodlines. Does not have bloodlines at the moment. We're seeing. Let's take a look at villager counts while we watch this battle. You can watch the battle. I'll watch the villagers. At the moment, we've got Paladin still in the feudal age. That's a huge detriment to his team. Moonlight on 44, 70 vills for both pockets. 88 vills for the red player Mateus, who is in full boom mode. 76 for Error and 45 on the flanks. Looks like probably a solid 15 or 20 villager, maybe 15 villager advantage for Mateus's team. And they also seem to be winning the game militarily. Certainly holding the line and keeping their opponents very defensive. These blue knights are starting to look really thin. He's kept this group of 5 or 6 alive, but they're not going to last forever. Crossbowmen here from the purple player are probably going to get cleaned up for cheap eventually. They are turning around and knocking down knights. They're still at a pretty decent mass. They can 2-shot a knight, which is still okay. A couple more meat shielding knights from the blue player who still does not have bloodlines. Castle Age in for Paladin, so he's back in the match. Hopefully in it to win it. At the moment, those crossbows are going to try to get out of dodge for now. More stables coming for the teal player, Dogao. Knights coming in from Miguel to defend his teammate. They are getting pushed on that side a little bit, mostly because Paladin needs the crossbowman upgrade ASAP. Also, would be nice to have Bodkin Arrow. Great player should be able to hold his side of the map with his teammate. But losing a couple vills here and there, idling a couple vills, idling 7 villagers there, possibly going to slow down this eco quite a lot. Pretty nice little fight here on the hill. Yellow player clinging to the hill has to feel good about that. He's got these meat shielding bloodline with +2 defense knights from the Saracens player Mateus, and I think they're going to be fine on this hill. Miguel taking that fight for a while, but he cannot take the hill for now. Again, reinforcements from Paladin cut off from the main group. Middle of the map, we've got an absolute clusterfuck of a fight. We've got the blue knights here. Still no bloodlines from Error. Error is going to be running around with his teammate. Kuta, at the moment, is going to cling to a hill. These guys should get cleaned up, based on the fact that they were forward raiding and took some damage. But Kuta's army is still alive. Blue army here is also still alive. These guys are actually getting pretty damn good mileage out of those units. Pretty damn good mileage, if you ask me. Looks like we're going to see, maybe that was going to be a siege workshop to maybe put a mangonel shot onto this group. At the moment, Moonlight with 49, Kuta only with 32 crossbows. That's to be expected. If you go and raid, you know, it's hard to actually have more units than your opponent and do damage to their eco. So, yeah, maybe Moonlight and his teammate Dogao able to get in some damage. We'll keep an eye on that. Red player is spamming knights now since his eco is so damn strong. 114 villagers back at home. Absolutely able to just run under this TC at the moment. Big numbers advantage. Those crossbows are picking off quite a lot of villagers. Paladin here on 41 villagers at this point in the match. Just not doing so hot. Red Knight's going to run interference on the reinforcements here, and those are going to get cleaned up for pretty damn cheap. This has been a really tough game for Paladin. He went forward with that tower that didn't work. Looked like ACCM was ready for him, and it's just been all downhill since then. The other flank at the moment, Dogao saying start the game already. He's ready to run in. Dogao has 21 knights. Blue player has 18. And they also have more crossbows. So this should be a fight they can take. We do see bloodlines now in for Error, and we've got a brief, maybe bit of lag or a brief pause in the game. What's up out there, guys? Anybody out there alive on Twitch? Anybody alive? I think this is a pretty damn good game. Actually, a very good game going down before our eyes. I would say so far, ACCM and Mateus have played a really clean match, and so have their teammates. But yeah, there's a lot of game left to be played. A lot of game left. Moonlight will go Imp. Kuta, interestingly, will be the first player going to Imperial Age. Japanese player's going to hit Imp first. Is pretty damn dedicated to building ranges. So I think we're going to see Arbalest. Nothing too surprising, I suppose. Blue player falling back for now. He's going to leave a little bit of territory for his opponents here. And we will wait and see how this one progresses. A little bit of lag in the game, I think, and here is the time to get some damage in. Dogao here is going to make hay while the sun is shining. Kuta is saying 24 because he is really going to get raided on this wood line for a while. Mateus is up. Error is on 6 stables. We've got Dogao roaming in from both sides of this eco, and he's absolutely going to hamburger squash this eco. The only problem is on the backside, we do have a really large group coming. Blue player a little bit out faster than he should be. Arbalest, though, is in for Kuta, and that is going to be a real game changer. Oh, sweet Jesus. We've got Arbalest. We've got Bracer on the way. These guys should clean this up for cheap. If he can close the wall, yeah, purple player will close the wall, and Dogao is now trapped. So a little bit of good raiding. It looked really good to me for a moment. Is going to end in the death of both of these armies potentially. They can still bust out if they try, but no, they're going to stand and fight. Arbalest coming in real close, and they are one-shotting knights, and this is absolutely going to be a massacre. This is going to be, man, remember the Alamo. This is the Alamo right here. You don't have to remember it. It's happening in front of your eyes. This is not a good fight at all, but, you know, I would have done the same thing, trying to go in and raid. And we're going to see Dogao get cleaned up for pretty cheap. Actually, Dogao ends up winning the fight between the groups of knights, which is surprising. But we will see Dogao get cleaned up and his teammate Moonlight. Didn't feel like a good fight. At least Moonlight got that hill, and at least they had a little bit of a bonus in the fight. But man, oh man, that was getting cleaned up, son. Top of the hill, Chinese castle coming down for the yellow player. Could get denied. Couple of monks in here from yellow as well. He will go pikeman as we speak. Trying to build some counters to all of these damn knights. AoE fan saying, damn indeed. That is a tough fight to recover from. Castle denied for the moment. Lots of knights in here from Miguel. So, for now, he and his teammate will hold the line. Longbowmen coming in from Paladin as we speak. Yellow army is retreating and will get out of dodge for now. Castle is halfway up, but is not going to be built. I like this castle from Moonlight. Going to drop a castle right on the front porch of the purple player. Nice little hill. Taking away a little bit of a gold pile. Arbalest and Knight, though, is just a huge advantage. Dagao's going to take a fight before he gets to Imp. So for now, his Knights are going to be pretty damn weak. Error, though, is also still castle. Arbalest can still do some pretty damn serious damage to just plain old-fashioned Knights. Anyway, for the moment, we've got a really nice, clean fight from what I would call the underdog team, at least if you're going by ratings. But there is still some game left to be played. Miguel coming out with a castle, or Dogao rather, taking over a little bit of map. 28 military, 136 vills for Dogao. He hits the Imperial Age, as does Error. Both of those guys are up. They're both building knights. One would expect them to continue to tech into the cavalry line. Castle denied, though, from Dogao. Stairway denied. Stairway to heaven, stairway denied. Couple vills going down from Dogao. Not a huge deal when you're on 136. Smart move from him not to take that fight and go back home. Again, though, a really nice bit of team maneuvering. Error here out in front with a couple of knights, and the purple player Kuta with quite a few arbs here. They're in a decent position versus really only Dogao at the moment. Moonlight with just 4 military. Sweet Jesus. Moonlight has nothing going. He's going to try to build a forward and drop some barracks and go pikemen. But it'd be nice to have a little more of a military. Longbowmen for now will deny this castle. Looks like the ram here will tank up a little damage. But in the end, the yellow player will have to go back. He's not got quite as much support from red because Mateus has been teching into Mamelukes. Having to spend some time and money basically retooling his army for the late game fight. We'll see how that fares. Cavalier is in, so Dogao here is much more resistant to the Arbalest arrows, but the meat shield from the blue player is a really nice bonus to have. Not that many Cavalier here from blue. I think he is going to get cleaned up, but looks like the purple player Kuta is just going to stand ground and try to do as much damage as he can. Not really anywhere to run to or anywhere to hide. You just got to keep fighting this, I think, if you're purple. He's going to posture around, try to do as much damage as he can. Dogao here having to fight 2 players by himself, while Moonlight tries to build up a forward that is not really scaring anybody at the moment. Treb already from Error working on knocking that down. We've probably got some woads coming from the Celts player. Who's the Celts player? Moonlight. Moonlighting as a, I don't know, Celt builder, I guess, or a woad builder. A couple of woads in from the orange player, but it's going to hell in a handbasket while he gets his army reteched. Those Mamelukes will come over and help, so it is sort of 3v1. Nice job from Mateus to carve off a couple units. Those will really sway this fight in his team's favor. Basically, 2.5 on 1 on that side of the map. Yellow player ACCM is stonewalling up a bunch of his side. He and his teammate, the other half of Mateus' army, are just holding the line on the other side of the map. They're going to hold the line and basically push the other flank rather hard. Kuta's saying, follow me, because he's scouted the entire map of Dogao. He's going to walk into this area and try to, along with his teammate, take away... Oh, man. Taking away this gold pile would be nice. A little bit of Xing coming down. These guys got to be careful. Oh, sweet Jesus. Dogao could sneak in. Blue player here needs to get his Cavalier on the ball. Here he comes. Nice posturing from these groups. This is 3 different players communicating together. And, man, I'd like to see these Arbs helping this army out. They will turn around and start knocking down Cavalier. Pretty damn hard to go 3v1, even if you are Dogao. Dogao's a beast, man, but he's 3v1 on that side. In the meantime, his teammate in orange is trying to stop his castles from being trapped down. You can see one of them is already down. I don't think that push is going to be that eventful. So let's look on the other side of the map. Yellow player has not gotten his castle up. He's dropping a different castle. Trade is started for that team, Mateus's team. At the moment, we've got some light cav raiding coming in from the red player. The Arbs are still alive here. We've got Miguel going into Samurai. Those are elite. And he and his teammates will eventually clean this up, man, but I feel like the damage is done. Dogao on 7 military, having spent a lot of resource on Cavalier. What do you got in the bank, Dogao? Yeah, he's got some resources to work with, but just feels like there hasn't been a good fight on that flank for Dogao's team this game. Hard to win if you can't get a good fight. Anyway, market's coming up for Dogao's team. At the moment, the green player is... he's not inside of his teammate's base defending. What is he doing? He's coming forward with Samurai and with Halbs. We're going to see Siege Workshops rolling forward. And we're going to see a pretty tough opponent here. Imperial Age Japanese, a player like Miguel. Nothing to joke about. Castle here under some pressure. A couple rams will roam in. That's an important production building because we see Paladin going into longbows. Paladin coming in for Error. Error's been a little bit quiet for a while. He's been trebbing down castles for his teammate. And he does knock down both of the orange castles from Moonlight. Man, this is... Ooh, nice shot there. Onager shot coming in from the orange player. Did some good damage. But man, this is looking really tough. Unguarded Trebs at the moment could go down. Moonlight doesn't come in. Paladin, though, starting to stream out from the blue player. Score lead at the moment is about 2,000 points. And yeah, Dogao will give the GG. He will not just give it. His opponents will earn it. That was a damn good game. I can't really think of an error that Mateus, Kuta, ACCM, and Error made. Error made no errors. Really damn nice game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one a lot. I certainly did. That was a great 4v4. Come in as the underdog, play what is kind of a flawless match, take a bunch of good fights, work as a team, and win. That's the formula, man. It's easy as that. This is Killer B. If you're watching on YouTube, much love. I'll catch you later. Bye.